Hello, hello. Today we're going to be playing Save the Villainess. It is a visual novel game where you save the villainess. I think it also has, it's supposed to be kind of like a dating sim aspect too. Because you have the different guide characters who you have to get her to woo to save her or something like that. So let's just get into it. Oh, no, wrong one. There we go. Okay. Alright, unfortunately, I had to mute the music and the settings because... Oh, hey, Dallas, welcome on in. I had to mute the music and the settings so that I could broadcast on YouTube as well because the music is copyrighted. So there will be no music in the background, even though there is normally for this game. Just so that disclaimer, just a little disclaimer. Alright, let's get started. Start. There we go. Well, shall we begin? Yes? Ah. What is your season of birth? Summer. Continue. So you were birthed in summer. Yes, I was birthed in summer. It is a beautiful season for bones to dry. Okay. Regardless of your unfortunate birth, we must move onwards. What is that? Do you feel that something is lacking? You would like some way to make this more about you? Very well, your tastes are the highest priority. What is your food of choice? No capitals or spaces allowed. It's not pudding. That's for sure. Well, I mean, if we're talking food, it's sandwiches. Hey, Star! Hey, honey girly parts. If we're talking food, it's sandwiches. But if we're talking desserts, it's ice cream. So I'll just put ice cream. Since they had pudding there. Ah, so you prefer to be a little cold and a bit of a drip. What? Boring! Is that a boring answer? That's completely unsurprising. What? You have exquisite taste in your mouth anyway. I don't like the way you said that. I know! Were you expecting more questions? I was expecting you to move along with the storyline. More focus on your desires? No, I'd like to get started if you don't mind. That time has passed. After all, yours is not the only story. Not the only story. Fine with me. your story. Chapter 1. Wheel of Fortune. Don't know when I'm supposed to click and when I'm supposed to just wait. The purpose of existence is that one should become conscious. Carl Jung. What would you wish the world to be shaped by? Collaboration, justice. Collaboration. So you wish to work by consensus? It's not exactly it, but yeah, sure. That's the way you want to interpret it. Take care which voices you value and which you ignore. Don't like the way they're looking at me. What do you what? Hermit. Okay. I need a different voice for him. What do you do when faced with a challenging problem? I'll just have to do. Create my own path, I guess. There are more ways to solve a problem if you have no restrictions. If you do not mind what other problems are created along the way. Okay, well that's a negative way of looking at that, but yeah, sure. Which is more important to you? To find love through forgiveness? To love yourself in your own strength? To love yourself in your own strength. Loving and respecting yourself can help you overcome many trials. Are you willing to extend that love and respect to others as well? You can't love others if you don't love yourself. Save the villainess. That's it. That's the demo, folks. Alright. No. Oh, goodness. She's got, like, blood dripping down her neck. Where am I? Who am I? Goodness if I know. Why am I in a strangely moving carriage? Strangely moving carriage with comfortable seat cushions. I mean, is that really, like... Okay. Very comfortable seat cushions. Okay, why is that what you're focusing on? No! I will not be distracted! Okay. Why do I not remember anything? After all, while I know that I sleep soundly, this entire situation is very strange. You focusing on the seat cushions is the strangest about all of it. Hold on! I do remember something. I know that I sleep soundly. Yeah, clearly, seeing as how you focus on the seat cushions. Unfortunately, that is not exactly the most useful knowledge to remember. Perhaps I can recall something else, if I think deeply. What else do I remember? Maybe you should remember that you're bleeding from your neck. I know that I can catch beat fish with my amazing dancing skills, but this fact is not going to be useful to me right now. It's not useful to anybody, because it doesn't make any sense. You can catch fish with amazing dancing skills? What does that even mean? I have more immediately important things I need to remember. For one, what kind of person was I? Who has amnesia and wants to know what kind of person they were? They want to know their name first. Usually. Maybe. I don't know. Why am I traveling somewhere in a slow-moving carriage on lush, comfortable, yet oddly ominous cushions? Why do you ask the driver? Clearly he should know you. And why is my neck so sore? You're bleeding from it, lady. If I reach up to touch it... Strange that cushion should be an ominous. I know! Exactly! Yeah, you're bleeding from your neck. Quite a lot, actually. I'm surprised you're not faint. It's a lot of blood. Well, now I have another question. Oh. Why is my hand covered in blood when I touch my neck? Okay, well. You could create a hypothesis from that. Someone trying to kill me right now? Are these incredibly large cushions murder weapons? Oh! This girl. I can see why they wanted to murder her. Why do I know how to murder someone with a cushion? I'm sorry, what? You know how to murder someone with a cushion? I mean, technically, anybody who's seen a movie where someone suffocates someone with a pillow, you know how to murder someone with a cushion. But, like, lady, let's calm down. If I'm going to survive and determine what is happening, I have to be serene. Which is hard to do when my neck is covered in blood. Yeah, you should do something about that. Serene. Maybe deal with the wound? Think serene thoughts, or deal with the wound. At least my head is still attached to my strangely sore neck. It's not strangely sore. It's sore because I've got a frog in my throat. Just by pushing that cushion. Yeah. Sore because you got a wound on it. It's not strangely sore. Oh. Because apparently, I know what it would be like to have my head not be attached to my neck. Oh, really? This is not helping my serenity. Serene. Poor lady, she'll figure it out. I am serene. Maybe. Or she'll just focus on the cushions again. I have a head. I have a neck. They are delightfully connected. I have to keep my head. Losing my head would be fatal, figuratively and literally. I am vulnerable, injured, and cannot remember anything remotely useful. I need to find some information that can help me. Even if this carriage is moving very strangely, something has to be making it move. How do you know that the carriage is moving strangely? I can hear the horses pulling it, and if the horses are pulling it, someone must be guiding them. So if I yell at the window... That is odd. The window does not appear to open. Perhaps if I yell loudly, the driver will hear me? Hello, Mr. Carriage Driver! Could you please tell me where we are going? He is not answering me. Well, if the driver is not doing his job properly, I suppose he would choose not to answer me. Oh, why is your neck suddenly healed? So, I have realized with my extensive memory of about 10 minutes, if you want to get something done, do it yourself. So, what should I investigate first? Oh, you again. What is your problem with me? So, you need a little additional assistance? Not really, I probably could have figured it out. One might even say help I didn't ask, but I'll take it. As always, I live to serve. Clearly, for certain definitions of serve and live. Capturing Hearts, a guide. The Villainess Survival Guide, an instruction manual. Villainous Survival Guide. Congratulations! You have found yourself in possession of one villainess. In order to help your villainess succeed, you will need to know the following information. Okay. The moon represents nighttime. It is harder to see in the nighttime. Also, people are more likely to try to murder you. On the positive side, at least your terrifying nightmares and heartfelt conversations with potential murderers might be useful. The sun represents daytime. Many clues are easier to find if there is light, and people are awake to speak with you. Not all clues are helpful. Not all people tell the truth. The narrator will not be responsible for any injury. She's like a Tamagotchi, right? Irritation, emotional complications, or prolonged rashes that result from gathering clues. The combination of the sun and moon represents an unusual time. Sometimes one's villainess might encounter a time that is neither night nor day. Strange things might happen when time is no longer in effect. Stranger than taking advice from a talking book, you be the judge. Symbols to guide your choices. Okay. The heart represents a love choice. One cannot buy love, but one can decide whether they wish to gain love or to lose it. Do you want romance for your villainess? Do you want something else? Should you care more about impending murder than manipulating emotions? Well, if manipulating emotions will keep me alive. The red hearts representing an affection-raising choice. Is your dream to find love? When a love choice is made and you see red hearts rise into the air, love is being increased. Truly, love is all you need, so long as you do not care about pesky details like staying alive. Listen. The black heart represents an affection-lowering choice. Do you hate romance? When a love choice is made and you see a black heart break and fall, love is being decreased. There are few things more satisfying than reveling in others' misery. Let them eat little cakes. Magnifier represents a deductive choice. Do you like solving mysteries? Whether you do or not, you must to survive. If you make incorrect deductive choices, your villainess will face a terrifying ending. But perhaps there are things you can only learn when all hope is lost. The purple butterfly represents a correct deduction choice. Do you like being right? When a deduction choice is made and you see a purple butterfly fly upwards, you made a correct deduction. You can then bask in smug satisfaction until the next murder attempt. Red butterfly represents a failed deduction choice. Do you enjoy failure? When a deduction choice is made and you see a red butterfly fly downwards, you made a deduction that will lead to failure. However, some failed deductions will have unusual consequences if you do not mind the risk of death. Should you wish to receive fewer direct clues from me and no longer see hearts or butterflies after your choices, you can choose to act as a detective rather than view this as a story. You can make this transformation within settings. I will keep the clues. If you have previously visited, you also have the control to skip through this tale. I hope my service is as subtle as you are. What the There may be other hints and tricks for you to discover, but only if you can find a way to save the villainess. Alright. Should you wish to revisit my assistance or read further notes of use, you may seek me at any time at the sign of the butterfly. Solve the mystery. Write the story. Save the villainess! Wait, do you believe you already know it all? No. No, I wish to learn more about this world. Why not? Yo, did Slay the Princess have a strangely inverted sequel? That's what I'm wondering, Chimpan Reeve. So, what should I investigate first? What? Okay, I get it. You want me to click the butterfly. Wait, what? Why is this being that way? I guess that's not what I wanted. What is... Okay, that was weird. It was like forcing me to... Well, you also. Okay, what should I investigate first? As you have wisely chosen, we will not proceed quite yet. Sometimes what seems familiar might not be as it appears. Your caution will serve you well. After all, I know that you do not yet understand one of your most important commands and duties. I understand that I need to save her. No, it is not the back command that I plan to provide instruction on. Stop highlighting it. What are you talking about? There's no... Oh. Why do you want to learn about the back command? I don't. All the back command gives you is the power over time and space to go backwards and see what you have already done, or erase your current choices and redo them. Oh. You can also go back by reading a page up in the story, or by rolling your mouse wheel backwards, although why you have a mouse on a wheel... But why would you use this power? Yeah, why would I use this power? All the back command gives you is the power over time and space. There you go. Aren't you glad you learned it in spite of your objections? I know, right? All the back command gives you is the power over time and space to go backwards and see what you've already done, or erase your current choices and redo them. Yeah, you told me that. Oh, haha, very funny. I will warn you that I'm calling you the comedian because I was forced to click it. I will warn you that you will not always be able to return to the past. Some choices are unchangeable, so think carefully before you act. Good to know. Do you know what will always allow you to return to the past and protect you against the consequences of your own actions? It is not only the villainess you need to save. Ah, my game. Welcome to the Gallery of Memories. There are many exhibitions you can use to create the memories you wish to save. Of course, you have no idea how art works. Allow me to simplify things. I have no idea how art works. It's so rude to someone I've never even met before. Oh, from someone I've never even met before, I mean. These are empty pictures. What do you do with empty pictures? You draw on them, dude. Perhaps that is too many pictures for you. Let us take a look at one empty picture. Oh, I didn't realize that this was going to be a demo of sarcastic narrator. When you move over an empty picture, you'll be able to fill it with a picture of your memories to save and return to in the future. No, you cannot practice painting now. You can save yourself on your own time. Hopefully, I have painted enough of a picture for someone like you. Okay, well... Ah! There we go. Maybe looking outside would be helpful. Okay, thanks. Surely I can learn something useful from where we are traveling. So let us see what the curtains are hiding. I feel this level of tutorial for save screen is a little too much. The world's slowest zoom. I know! It's like I get it. I can save. I don't need to know that you're like doing it creatively in a picture way. Alright, that gave us no information. It's just a bunch of trees. Opening the curtain and staring out the side window was not my most useful idea. There are many trees, but even with those strange flickering lights, is it too foggy and dark to see much of... It is too foggy and dark to see much of anything else, including the front of the carriage. Someone must be driving me, but there is something very strange about the way we are moving. The carriage is moving so slowly that I cannot feel the ground moving beneath us. It almost feels as if we are going back and forth in the same place. Does it now? The driver has also never spoken to me, even when I yelled to get his attention. Should I be concerned? Sorry, I had to wait till the answer machine clicked in. Okay, I'm concerned that I did not hire this driver. Why care? Let workers do their jobs in place. I'm concerned that I did not hire this driver. Oh, look, I got a purple butterfly. As beautiful as this carriage is, it obviously belongs to someone with a lot of money. I do not seem like the kind of person who would own this carriage. And the driver is not treating me as if I am paying his wages. Servants listen to the person who is paying them. If the driver is not listening to me... Hello? Oh. He may not have my best interests in mind. I don't think he does, especially if he's going back and forth in one place. So what should I investigate? My clothing might have pockets. Have I really looked at my hands? Okay, let's check out your clothing. Well, I will definitely not be able to find anything in my pockets. Why is that? Okay, why is your clothes all tattered then? Let's focus on that. Because I do not appear to have pockets. Ah! Dressmakers! Not even then do they give you pockets. Come on. Fortunately, this dress is even more mysterious than the lack of pockets. Why is someone riding in a beautiful carriage wearing something like this? Yeah, it's definitely all tattered up. The biggest mystery is, how did I not become naked trying to walk in this outfit? I don't know. What a question. How are these racks staying on my body? I mean, they look like a pretty form-fitting dress. Still, I need to solve my immediate problem. Why am I riding in this fancy carriage while wearing this dissolving outfit? This dress looks like something that has survived numerous attempts to destroy it, and then was used to birth several puppies. Okay, what a description there, huh? Hungry puppies. Okay. My head also hurts. Was I in this dress while it was attacked by hungry puppies? Yeah, I'm sure it was puppies that attacked it. Is that something from one of the books I used to read? So apparently I read. That is probably useful to know. I doubt it. In fact, this dress looks like something a beggar from a book would wear. I mean, it doesn't look like something a beggar would wear. It looks like something a royal person would wear that was then attacked in it. But when I look closer, this dress appears to have once been very beautiful. This was not cheaply made. I didn't think she was going to spend this long on the dress. Sorry, guys. This dress also appears to have been damaged, not just by wear, but by force. The dress and I have also not been washed for weeks based on the overwhelming smell. If I'm in this fancy carriage, what could I change out of this? Why could I not change out of this ragged dress? What happened to me? Okay. Not changed because I was a prisoner, perhaps? Ah, purple again. Based on the original quality of the dress, this was not made for someone who is poor. This was a dress made for a wealthy woman. Why isn't it such terrible condition? Was I kept in a place where I could not clean myself or change into something else? A place like a prison? I certainly feel tired and hurt enough to have been in prison. Hopefully, if I'm not being moved from one prison to another. Even more importantly, I hope that wherever this carriage is going, they will allow me to wash myself and my dress. Okay. Wash yourself and get a new dress. Should be your priority, not washing this dress. Though I'm not sure either of us will survive water at this point. So what should I investigate? Oh man, okay. I don't really want her to look at her hands. She's probably gonna... These cushions must hide secrets. She's going on and on about the cushions, man. Are my body parts still attached? How is that a concern? You look like you're... Alright, we're gonna check out the cushions. She kept talking about the cushions. Cushions cannot be this beautiful and this terrifying without having secrets hidden in them. Okay. Nice. I got a closer look. Great. I will find everything you are hiding from me, even if I have to rip you apart by hand. Determination. Wait, what? Ominous cushions. What? Attack. What is this sequence? The cushions are unmoved. Wait? What is Wait gonna do? The cushions sparkle in the light. I'm attacking the cushions. Cushions loom ominously. What is going on? Gold coins and cushions. I have no idea. My determination dropped dramatically, though. Alright, let's attack again, I guess. I don't know. Uh-oh. The cushions are too ominous! Defeated by cushions! These cushions are both beautiful and made of material much stronger than me. I don't... I know! Why are the cushions are kryptonite? I have been defeated by cushions. Perhaps there's something I can learn from this experience. Yeah, don't attack cushions. I don't know, lady. These cushions must be wildly expensive, like this carriage. Its ornaments contain enough gold to fund a small nation. Whoever I am, I know when something is expensive, even though, based on my condition, I am not an expensive person. Therefore, this is not my beautiful carriage. This is not my beautiful ride. Yeah, we learned you need to pump some iron and get yoked. This carriage belongs to a wealthy owner, someone I do not remember taking me to a place I do not know. Yet why would this owner of this expensive carriage want to provide comfort to me? Apparently not comfort, since the ominous cushions are bothering you so much. Cushions are a trap. I am being taken from where I was harmed. I'm being taken from where I was harmed, maybe? Yeah, I got it. The author put all their time in the art for the girl and didn't have any energy left over for real mobs. That's true. Probably true. That's probably true, Star. I was injured, ragged, and about one gust of wind from being blown away into the sky before getting on this carriage. Okay, so dramatic. I was not well enough to sneak into this carriage, and I could not have gotten in here by accident. Another reason that I could not have sneaked into this carriage is that even though the driver does not seem to care about me, he must know I am here. I even called out to him. That means that someone has deliberately placed me in this carriage and on these cushions. The person who brought me here, my patron, did not treat my injuries and provide me with new clothes or a bath. Perhaps they thought the cushions would cure me? What is going on? What? Would anyone notice if I took the cushions with me when I left? They are the only support I have right now. Damn, lady! What about me? Talk about chopped liver here. So what should I investigate? Well, not the cushions again. Alright, fine. Let's look at your hands. I know I was injured earlier and had blood on both my right hand and my neck. Perhaps I can learn more by looking closely at my hands. I know, she does make some wild logical jumps. My head also feels like it was split in two, and I want to know why. A good place to start would be for me to find the source of the blood that was on my hands when I touched my head and neck. Just focus on strange things. Yes, she definitely has some weird priorities when it comes to stuff. So let me see if my right hand has any clues for me. Alright guys, I have amnesia. I'm gonna look at my right hand, my left hand. Okay, let's see. Yep, tells me nothing. This does not make any sense. There was blood on my hand. I know there was. Yeah, there was. There was also blood on your neck, and it's no longer there. I just need to touch my neck again. Okay, you don't need permission from me. This is bizarre. Not only is the blood without a source, there no longer seems to be any blood at all. Yeah, I admit that is a little strange. I cannot feel any injuries. I cannot even detect any bandages or stitches to stop the bleeding I felt. Even the blood that was there earlier is gone now. My hand and neck are completely clean. Maybe the carriage is cleaning you. Even if I could heal in minutes, the blood on top of the wound would still be there. I do not understand what is happening, but I do have another hand. Perhaps that hand will not betray me. Oh man, lady. So what does my left hand have to offer? Well, this hand has no blood on it, imaginary or otherwise. I have neither calluses nor scarring. I also never dug dirt with these nails. These are not the hands of someone who spent a lot of time using them for anything other than gesturing. She tried, I don't know, leaving? No, she hasn't. I feel as if whoever I am liked crooking fingers at people. I feel as if whoever I am liked crooking fingers at people. What? The finger crooking muscle is well developed? What? Come here, little one. Is that what she means? You crook your fingers like this and the muscle's more developed? How do you even tell that? Why is there a faded circle around the bottom of my fourth finger? Okay, well, you were married, I guess. I hurt my hand and the scar faded. I had recently removed a long-worn ring. Why would I have a ring mark on the fourth finger of my left hand unless you were married? Was I engaged? We're engaged. That works too. Married? Well, unless this is the plot of a very naughty book, I am sure that a lover would not have me tossed half naked and injured into a carriage by myself. Okay. The plot of a naughty book should not... Okay, whatever. I'm not even gonna get into it, man. At the very least, one would think I would still have a ring or some sign of their support. I am deeply afraid that my taste in lovers was very much like the state of my body right now. Okay, well that's one way to phrase it. They both stink. So what should I investigate? Alright, the only last thing, like, yeah, it won't let me check the doors. The only last thing I have are the body parts still attached. Well, when I investigate my body, my feet hurt enough for me to wonder whether or not they are still attached. Well, your feet hurt, so that tells you that they're still attached, because you can feel them. Good news is that my feet are still attached to the rest of my body. I mean, unless it's phantom pain, never mind. The bad news is that there is definitely a reason for my feet to be hurting. Yup, definitely a reason. Oh, there we go. I hate disrespecting the ominous cushions, but this is the only place with enough light to see my feet. Oh, I see. She's jumping on top of the cushions. Unfortunately, not only are my feet filthy, there is a strange and consistent bruising around my ankles. The bruises hurt and seem to be recent based on the colors. How did I get a ring of bruises around my ankles? Never put your feet inside a bear trap. Something was attached to your feet. I mean, that's not how I would phrase it, but yeah. Oh, we're gonna look at the feet again. Yep, there they are. No matter how hard I grip my ankles, I could not possibly create this kind of damage. This looks like something was attached to my ankles. Something that was heavy and hard enough to badly bruise them. Yeah, you were in shackles. This is the weirdest 30 minutes visual novel I've ever seen. You and me both. Was I shackled? What happened to me? More importantly, how did someone with heavy shackles on their ankles manage to get out of those shackles? So what would be the one job I could have that would allow me to be in and out of shackles regularly? If I am a failed magician, I am going to be very angry. What? That's your next logic leap? If you're a failed magician, you're going to be angry? So what should I investigate? I don't know that I have anything else to investigate. Oh. No more investigation. It's time to deduce. There we go. I have realized. No more choices for you. I have learned my lesson. What the? Left to your own devices, you will choose to fight cushions. I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to fight the cushions! Okay. I must find a way to convince you to make better choices. I have no idea what is happening. Do you understand what this is? No, not the concept of not knowing what you are doing. Do you understand what this is? The lock? I mean, from other games, I can deduce. This is a lock. L-O-C-K. What does a lock do? Okay. Yes, it locks. In this case, one of your options is locked. Because of your previous terrible choices, the path that would proceed to a better future is closed to you. What? Because I chose to fight the cushions? Should you make clever choices, or rather, if the villainess makes clever choices, a better path will be unlocked and available. Wait, do not be too eager to ignore the path that will end in failure. In a world of many possibilities, there are some things you can only learn when all hope is lost. Will you lock yourself to the story you most want to hear? Or can you open yourself to the truth? But the villainess is not clever. She's not. I realized. I'm a puppy that chooses to buy the cushions too. Exactly. I'm in serious. Oh, but it's unlocked. I'm gonna do the unlocked one. Because I feel like that will give us story progression. I'm in serious danger. While I might not remember my name, I certainly remember power. Unfortunately, I also know that I currently have none. I was injured and imprisoned, lost a long-term engagement or marriage, and am currently traveling to an unknown location surrounded by ominously comfortable cushions. Again with the cushions, this lady. However, this is not how I always lived. I was obviously once wealthy. My clothes are still attached to my body because they were made of fine, expensive material. How else could they survive both prison and hungry puppies? On the literal other hand, my poor fingers have obviously never faced a choice more serious than which servant to crook my pointer finger at before I wound up here. So how did I go from luxury to misery to this beautiful carriage? After using my investigative genius, I can safely say it is because I used to be someone with wealth and spectacular taste in lace. Yet I was somehow imprisoned by powerful enemies, possibly because they were offended by my sense of style. Okay, lady. However, someone with even more power and a greater respect for lacework rescued me out of prison and placed me in their expensive carriage. This is information I can use to survive. Well, if you think it's your lacework that they had a problem with, then I don't know that you can use it to survive. Or at least I could use this information if I was not trapped on a carriage ride to nowhere with a driver who refuses to speak to me. I just need a moment to think. She's had a lot of moments to think. What the? Why did the animation suddenly change? I know, she's had 45 minutes to think, and now she's a whole other person. She's no longer anime style, she's now... Wait, what's... Oh, that's... I thought that was like a tattoo. I guess that's supposed to be the lacework of her dress. And now we're just watching this butterfly fly in and out of the carriage. In and out of the carriage. Do I need to click or something? Oh, okay. Just need a minute to entirely alter my dimensions. Exactly. I could have sworn I saw a light in the window. Am I imagining things? For a moment, I felt more real and less like a creature lost in a strange dream. Oh, okay, so you were supposed to look real. I need a moment to think. What the crud is going on? More importantly, was that light someone coming to meet the carriage? It gives me an idea. I know that the patron who pulled me out of prison had the power to rescue me and put me in this gold-lined carriage. This means my patron must have both money and political power. If only I could borrow some of my patron's power, a power that people obviously respect. Oh, the carriage stopped. Is the carriage stopping? I have a bad feeling about what the driver is planning to do by stopping in the middle of nowhere, with no destination in sight. I have no way to protect myself with my dissolving dress and unmovable yet ominous cushions. So I will have to find some other kind of power. With apologies to the revolution, I am going to have to use the most ancient path to power, name-dropping the most powerful person I know. But you don't even know who you are! Thank goodness you are here, Mr. Driver. I am glad you came to speak to me about speeding up the pace of our journey. After all, when I look out the window, I can see the light of my patron ahead. My patron is obviously impatient with how slowly we are traveling. At this rate, my patron will be here before you even reach the front of the carriage again, and that would be unfortunate for you. If you do not drive me to where I am meant to go immediately, I am worried that my patron might be upset with you. After all, I do not wish any harm to come to you. Power to the workers who make the country and this carriage run. Did it work? What in the Steins Gate is happening? I don't know either. I knew name dropping the owner of the carriage was the way to survive. The rights of the working class are very important, but sometimes you need to have the power to purchase large carriages to make things happen. Finally, I am getting somewhere. Perhaps this time I shall even remain conscious. Ooh, the purpose of existence is that one should become conscious. Carl Jung. Chapter 2. Oh man, the tower. Okay, so they're using like the tarot card themes. Interesting. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. Carl Jung. Romance. Love. Betrayal. Happily ever after. At least I think that's what it said. It kind of looked more like it said happily ever after. Villainess? Maybe? Okay. There are so many stories that can take you on journeys to your dreams and nightmares. You imagine yourself the heroine in every one of them. You don't know me! Maybe I wanted to be the villain. Do you remember? Do you remember your sanctuary from a cruel and unforgiving world? Do you remember the hours spent reading until your eyes were so dry you could no longer weep? So many charming stories featuring swooning sweethearts who could overcome all obstacles to their love. I mean, I mostly read fantasy novels, but you have spent countless hours with perfect princess, icy northern dukes, and charming childhood friends, if you say so. But it is easy enough to leave a story hanging. Can you do the same with your own life? Can you walk away when you are trapped in the story? Oh, snap. Hanging man. You may not have realized, but you are trapped in a tale you once knew well. With the power to write your own story, what would you want for yourself? Power, love, or something else entirely? You are alone and do not know who or what you can trust. Do you seek to keep that isolation, or will you take the risk to reach out? Well, I mean, apparently what I want is ominous cushions. Above all else, a single wrong choice, a moment of inappropriate hesitation, and you will not live to leave this cursed story. Okay. If you would protest that sweet stories should not have such danger, remember that not everyone in such tales can be loved by the creators. And the magic of storytelling, for the heroine to succeed, there must be something to succeed against. Aw, little bunny in a hat. If there is a heroine, there must also be a villain, or a villainess. However, the devil is in the details. That's a lot of spinning. All hope is not lost. Perhaps you can shine a light on what is wrong with this world. Okay. What is the balance between your sins and your glory? Trust your judgment or be weighed as undeserving? Shall we remember the tale you have forgotten? Shall it end as it began? The story awaits. I keep forgetting to check YouTube chat. Luckily, it doesn't look like anybody's chatting in YouTube. Once upon a time, there was a lovely heroine who wanted to be loved. Her golden locks and deep blue eyes showed that she was worthy of the kind of devotion that can only be found in dreams. I'm sorry, golden locks and deep blue eyes? What is this, the Aryan race? Come on. Though she was but a commoner in the land of noble magicians, her power and beauty made her a flower rising out of the filth of her birth. Okay. All those who knew this heroine told her how special she was, and that she was destined to find love with one as special as herself. Alright, I dislike her already. Yet her beloved was engaged to a wicked noblewoman. Could the heroine capture her beloved's heart and win their happily ever after? Whoa, 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 homewrecker! First, the heroine had to overcome the most terrifying of opponents, her beloved's fiancé. Sounds like the heroine's the villain here. The Villainess. Does it feel as if you're getting nowhere? Yeah. There are many stories, many truths in this world. This is the one you need to know now. Lady Jane Neville. Who would have thought? Order! I will have order in this court. I am presiding over this trial, and I will have order. Lady Jane Neville, you stand accused of harassing a promising and productive citizen of the great kingdom of Carcosa. Do you believe yourself to be above the law? Do you understand the seriousness of your situation? You have no defenders, there are no supporters to speak for you, and your own fiancé has... If I might interrupt... Not until the verdict is pronounced. This is an impartial court. Lady Jane must be sentenced to execute. I insist. As the fiancé of Lady Jane Neville, I invoke my legal right to speak to her fate. Proceed. Does the court truly wish to make such a quick decision on her fate? I mean, if all she was doing was harassing someone, that doesn't mean they should be executed. Seems a little extreme. Like, how is she harassing her? Just, like, calling her names and shit? Or being catty like the narrator? To truly reflect on and understand her actions, she must be removed from this situation. I call for exile. Sounds better than death. Exile. Order! I will have order! By his right and the laws of Carcosa, the fiancé of Lady Jane Neville has determined her sentence. Well, that sucks. Lady Jane Neville is hereby condemned to exile. I mean, he technically helped her, but it also sucks that her fiancé is the one that has the right to determine her sentence. So all this time, you were the one who planned this. Oh, sorry, that was Jane's voice. That was the judge. So all this time, you were the one who planned this. My fiancé, my beloved, my betrayer. Exile! Exile! Keep forgetting I have to click. Exile for one without support is the same as execution. I disagree. How attached are you to your head, my lady? What in the name of bad romance authors was that? I think I just barely survived a potential murder attempt from my silent carriage driver. Was that murder attempt connected to my dream? My dream that I became the villainess in a terrible romance novel that I do not remember reading? I guess. That would explain why I am a rag-covered amnesiac who has a strong understanding of guillotines. Obviously, a brilliant woman like me would normally play the role of heroine, but someone must have decided that the villainess could use my investigative genius. This all means that I am currently trapped in the body of Lady Jane Neville, A woman whose name has evil written right into it. Oh, I see. So if I want to survive, I must use my investigative genius to determine who wants to get rid of Lady Jane. I think you should stop calling it genius. Is everybody an answer? However, if that dream is true, then Lady Jane was mostly loathed by the heroine and Lady Jane's fiancé for being in the way of their romance. I call for exile! Based on that dream, Lady Jane's fiancé obviously wanted her to die miserably in exile, only to have his plans foiled by a patron who broke Lady Jane out of prison. Who are these people? How could a high-ranking noblewoman like Lady Jane Neville be imprisoned for bullying in the first place? Right? Who cares? I do! The important thing is that I find a way to survive this bad romance, once I remember who my allies and my enemies are. I don't think you have any allies, girl. Serene, I am serene. I am much smarter and better looking than any terrible writer of adulterous romances. I am now Lady Jane Neville, and I will stop any murderous fiancé with both subtlety and my knowledge of bad romance novels. Alright, good luck. Oh wait, I have to help her. I just need to get out of this carriage first. Well, once we arrive... I did not mean that I wanted to leave that quickly. Well, if we're here, we're here. Am I meant to leave here? Surely the driver cannot behave that suspiciously a second time. I have so enjoyed our conversations, Mr. Driver. I will miss them wherever it is that I am going. You're going to the corner of the door. I should have some indications, like, that I need to click to progress, because there's nothing. And so I just have to click randomly every now and then. Somehow this view is even less appealing than it was when I saw it through the window. Yeah, it definitely looks unappealing to me too. Wait! Are you planning to leave me here? Whoever here is? What am I meant to do now? Hope for enlightenment? Fine then, let there be light. What the... Well, that was not at all ominous. That wasn't ominous, but, like, the cushions were. No, I know you're being sarcastic, but still. This place is not at all suspicious or murderous. What next? Will the dead now call for me? Come closer. Oh. Oh! Ah, yes, when I look at a person, I look at their feet first, and then their knees, and then up to their elbows, and then to their face. After looking very long at their neck. Like, what the... Hello? I think you're having some trouble loading in. Ah, that is much better. I have been waiting for you, Lady Jane Neville. Welcome to the house. So that confirms that the dream was real. I am trapped in the body of the villainess, with amazing hair and poor taste in men. It is reassuring to know that someone in this story is both polite and willing to not instantly murder me. For now. Yet, if I'm currently this story's villainess, how much can I truly trust this person? I have 1,000 questions to go along with my new name, but I cannot afford to ask any questions unless I am very careful. It must be clever, calm, and in control. I must find the perfect way to respond to the servant's welcome. This is a lovely house. Do people often survive the night here? What can you have to be very careful with my questions. And that is the question you have. Do people often survive the night here? Yes, for certain definitions of survive. What kind of answer is that? That is very comforting. If by comforting I mean afraid this is yet another person out to murder me for Lady Jane's past villainy, maybe I should see if I can subtly learn their identity. I assume we will be spending some time together. What should I call you that will not make you want to murder me? I am they who serves. I assume you do not want me to call you they who serves when I am trying to survive the night here? If you are unable to translate serve into a name, servant will serve both of us. Maybe clever is an impossible goal for me right now. It really seems to be impossible for you, especially since, even though I'm being blamed for you attacking cushions, it was you who decided to fight the cushions. So instead, I should say something that sounds like I am a perfectly normal non-villainess who knows how to not be suspicious. This person is dressed as a servant, and I'm supposed to be a noble lady. I should say, time is too important to waste. Am I allowed to rest? Okay, so this is something that is gonna get my hearts up with him. Maybe time is too important to waste. Maybe he values his time. Yay! Time is too important to waste. So far, I have not been murdered. I would like to continue surviving by asking smart questions and being led to a safe bed. I look forward to you providing me with both answers and pillows. I admire your commitment to knowledge and pillows. Of course, one of these things is more likely to strangle you in your sleep. My pillows will strangle me in my sleep? Not if you have sufficient knowledge. Then I will not let myself be defeated. I will find the information I need. I will spend all night grappling with it, if necessary. No matter how hard, no matter how long, I will succeed. I believe in your stamina, my lady. Should you work up an appetite, I am happy to serve. After all, I admire someone who can handle difficulties that are both long and hard. What? Is he flirting with me? 'Cause that's a bad line. I'm unsure if you're just being mysterious or if you're trying to delay before we enter the manor. This is a terrible thing to waste. Time is a terrible thing to waste. Shall we proceed? Let us see this charming house. I hope that it and you will meet all my needs. I hope that we will both provide all that you desire. Welcome, Lady Jane. May you find what you seek. After you. After you, sorry, that was his voice. It's a very dark house. Oh no, the lights are just gonna magically light themselves. Oh, buffering. Buffering? What's going on? Oh. Goodness gracious, it really had trouble with that scene, didn't it? That took forever. You startled me. People come and go so quickly around here. How would you know? You just got here. People come and go as they must. Whether it is fast or slow is a matter of perspective. Stop right there! Have you noticed yet that your perspective is not the same? No, I've definitely noticed. Of course, you have not. Let me try to simplify things. Nope. This is Jane. Jane sees Spot. If you move, Jane will move too. See Jane move. I see her move. There will be moments where the perspective changes and you will be able to see things more clearly. Yeah, looking at their feet really is helping me see clearly. Should you look around, you will be able to discover things that might have been hidden or not. Okay, well, I can seem to only go up and down, not left and right. If there are voices blocking what you can see, you can hide them from view while you explore. Okay. Fun with Dick and Jane, yeah. Pay attention, find what's hidden, but above all else, save the villainess. I get it. People come and go as they must, whether it is fast or slow is a matter of perspective. Okay, let's see if there's anything important for me, I suppose. I'm not seeing anything. Yes, speed is obviously something that can only be measured by feelings, much like time. Obviously, I will not be speeding to my bedroom to rest if I cannot stop going around in circles, both literally and figuratively. So what can I say to move things forward? So this is the house? The house? As you can see, my lady, there are no other houses here. Therefore, this is the house. Certainly, everything about this situation is perfectly logical. However, can you tell me something useful? Why is the house alone? Ah! Okay. Can you tell me something useful? Oh, that didn't help. There's no heart. What? How is the other one gonna... How did the other choice... Okay, whatever. Can you tell me something useful? I'm tired, dizzy, and scared that I will be strangled by pillows. I just want one helpful piece of information so I can sleep in peace. Like all else, use is a matter of perspective. Those who are wise can find use in anything. Fools find use in nothing. I am not sure, my lady, I have anything of use for you. A cushion's battle, so why wouldn't she become concerned about the house being alone? I know! That was the other answer. I forgot. It was just the house alone. Why would he have... I'm sorry, I had to turn on my heater. But, like, why would he have favored is the house alone? Ugh. Ugh. I have no idea what I know or do not know at this point. Well, you know nothing. I need to find some information that will help me stay safe while living as Lady Jane Neville. I also need to find a way to earn the servants' trust so that they will support me against my murderous former fiancé. Maybe subtle flattery might help convince them to support me? This is a very lovely house that obviously does not always kill people under mysterious circumstances. Yes, I have said as much. I wish more people would appreciate the beauty of hardwood. I really wish they would fix this perspective thing. I don't know that I'm seeing anything in this scene, and it's kind of just having to keep my cursor up near the top of it to be able to see their faces. Well, I appreciate hardwood. I could definitely look around and see how wonderful this house is. Oh, now I can't look around. Now that she says that I can look around and appreciate the house, now it stops me. Okay. For instance, this is a perfectly normal ceiling. There's nothing strange about having wall paneling, wainscoting on it. Normal manors often have heavy wooden panels on their ceilings that might unexpectedly fall down at a moment's notice. That is correct, my lady, though I would suggest you be careful where you stand. Oh, my word. Why? Is that the secret of the house? Does it destroy people by dropping unexpected wainscoting from the ceiling? That is mostly a matter of timing, and time is always relative. For all that servant speaks of time being relative, I feel that it is running out for me. So what can I do to extend the clock and learn what I need in order to protect myself? Perhaps I will learn more if I subtly show servant I am trustworthy. Oh wait, can I go back and choose the house as a lone one? Why is the house alone? Aha! Why is the house alone? Is it shy? Did the other houses vanish into the fog? These are all excellent ideas, my lady. They aren't! None of them are correct, but the ideas are excellent. He's lying to you. The ideas are shitty and dumb. Ideas are priceless here, my lady. Oh, man. Should you keep several spare ideas at all times, you will be well rewarded. I have no idea what I know or do not know at this point. I need to find some information that will help me stay safe while living as Lady Jane Neville. I also need to find a way to earn the servants' trust so that they will support me against my murderous former fiancé. Okay, subtle flattery. Then they talk about the house. Da da da. Da. Then they talk about the stupid house falling on her. Why? Is that the secret of the house? For all that servant speaks of time. Okay. So what can I do to extend the clock and learn what I need in order to protect myself? Perhaps I will learn more if I subtly show servant that I am trustworthy. Speaking of timing, you can tell me anything at any time. I am very trustworthy. Ah, how wonderful that you are very trustworthy. In which case, the secret of the house, yes, is that we barely have the wainscoting under control. What? It is very difficult to tend to places beyond my reach. I am both ashamed and impressed that you noticed my inability to serve. This is beyond my ability to respond to. Wait, ignoring their obsession with wainscoting, servant said we. This is my chance to discover something useful. That is not the only thing I have noticed. By we, do you mean you and me? Oh, he meant are there others in this house? Are there others in this house? I mean other than you, myself, and the wainscoting? Very clever, my lady. The inhabitants of this house vary, but they will become clear as you decide. Being trustworthy, all you have to do is just announce you are. I know, right? So there are other people in this house. I knew that light in the carriage window meant that someone was here. Does that mean my patron is here, or is it someone else entirely? Is it my former fiancé lurking in the wainscoting while preparing to murder me? Either way, I had better make sure a servant is on my side and not tempted by lurking fiancés. Well, no one else here could possibly be as remarkable as you. Oh, my lady, in several hundred years your bones will grow flowers as lovely as your long decayed flesh. I don't know how to respond to that. And apparently neither does she. On second thought, I hope I meet some of the other inhabitants soon. I hope that my honesty does not confuse you. I am not sure I ever stopped being confused. However, I do appreciate you answering my questions. Unfortunately, all of servants' answers raise even more questions. I have just realized that I had no memory of this person when I arrived at the house. I just knew that they were a servant and treated them accordingly. When they called me a lady, it felt natural to give them orders. Yet, who was Servant in the original novel? Was Servant someone important to the tale, or just one of the unnamed background characters? He's an unnamed background character. His name's Servant. Thank him kindly, right? Surely, even if I was Lady Jane and could remember her past, Lady Jane could be forgotten for not remembering the name of a single servant. Forgiven for not remembering the name of a single servant, no matter how familiar they are with me. Unless they were her childhood nanny, her very young-looking childhood nanny. So, on a completely unrelated note, how do you feel about babies? They eat almost as voraciously as rats at a corpse. I no longer want to know if Servant was Lady Jane's childhood nanny. I appreciate your colorful descriptions. Do you know what else I would appreciate? The secret to controlling ominous cushions. How did he know? No, well, yes, actually, but I would like to first get some sleep. Surely there must be some place in this house that is not covered in wainscoting. Well, surely there must be some place in this house that has a bed tucked in between the wainscoting. In that case, there is a room that might be of use to you. At this point, if it is full of neither wainscoting nor ominous cushions, I want you to lead me to it. I live to serve. Shall we indulge your tastes now, my lady? Okay, but if you do have a secret about the ominous cushions, I think you should tell me so that if I have to redo it, I won't fight them the next time. I'm definitely ready for something to taste. Oh, the transitions in this. How's the painting behind him moving? Nearly there, my lady, for some definitions of nearly and there. It feels as if there should be many more rooms on this side of the manor, yet there is only one door. This does not match the windows I saw from the outside. Even the lights I saw from the outside did not match the lights inside. Then, once I came inside, those candles slowly lit up by themselves. However, at this point, I will be grateful if there is not a giant pit I must cross to reach bed. Is this the bedroom where I will be staying? Of course, unless you prefer the hallway. Pardon me? Well, it is a beautiful hallway. You are welcome to stay in it as long as you like. So long as you do not mind what comes out of the wallpaper when you close your eyes. Serene. I am serene. Ah, serenity. I wonder what that feels like. Oh, me too. Now that we have something in common, I should ask Servant a question to better understand what is happening in this house. After all, I am supposed to be trapped in a bad romance, not in a horror novel. Yet it is clear that there is something very odd about this manor, or perhaps about Servant. There's something odd about everything, okay? Like that painting moving behind him. To help me become serene, I have something I need to know. Why is the house so unusual? Do you usually see things that are not there? Okay, I'm just gonna say, why is this house so unusual? Why is this house so unusual? Perhaps it is the other houses that are unusual, and this house is as houses should be. Definitely not. No, I'm very sure this house is the problem. That is true. The house is both the problem and the solution. Perhaps more of a problem due to the lock situation. Lock situation? What lock situation? When there are locks, sometimes one can get locked out of rooms. If you get locked out of a room, are you not supposed to speak calmly? Since communication is key, you are as witty as you are lovely. I don't know if that should be a compliment, because I don't know if he finds me actually lovely. I am not sure whether or not I was just insulted. Exactly. However, the only thing worse than being insulted is having to ask whether or not you were insulted, so... As I definitely understood your clever words, I'm now ready to sleep and think about how clever you were. What a coincidence. I'm ready to stay awake and think about the same thing. Well, I am ready to take my chances with whatever is beyond that door. Well, then, while the evening is spread out against the sky, let us go. After you, my lady. Please don't fight the cushions. So the bed is placed against the wainscoting. Were the builders unable to stop creating wainscoting long enough to make a space for somewhere to rest? Rest is temporary. Wainscoting is eternal. That seems like a design decision that will cause problems when wainscoting starts falling on people just trying to sleep. As I said, rest is temporary until it becomes eternal. Well, temporary or not, I need some rest, although I would like to bathe first. While my thick coat of dirt and bruises might match the decorating here, I do not want to sleep in this charming outfit. What the... It appears I have another concern as well, based on the noise in my stomach. I need some way to fill my hunger. That was supposed to be her stomach rumbling? That didn't sound like a stomach rumbling. The bath has been prepared and food is available to consume while you wash. Still, while the bath is available, I will not be joining you. Thanks for clearing that up. What? I cannot provide for all your appetites and needs. Excuse me? You are excused. Still, you will need to clean your body and thoughts on your own. Good evening, my lady. May you wake from your dreams. Rude. I'm now afraid that if I blink, the room will disappear as Servant did. I must find the bath before this happens. The room looks as if a depressed brothel mated with an army of wood paneling. That's true. Where could a bath possibly be hidden in this space? That makes both more and less sense than I expected. How did they even fit the bath in? You know what? Never mind. I'm just grateful to be able to clean myself. At least the water is pleasant and does not seem to be ominous. Even if I can no longer see the blood I am sure was on my hand and neck, at least I am able to become clean. If only I could do as well as for my stomach. Stomach growl. Where did that food come from, and why is it being held by a piece of wainscoting? What? I am too hungry to care. I guess we're supposed to assume that a wainscoting brought her food. I would be very upset if I am murdered by a frighteningly shiny apple and a wine glass full of apple juice, but at least my stomach will stop making terrifying noises. Well, at least that was food and not wainscoting in disguise. So what do I do now? Am I meant to wear these rags to bed? Am I meant to sleep undressed? That is definitely a nightgown. I'm going to assume it was hiding at the bottom of the wine glass. Although I'm tired enough to have imagined the wainscoting dropping it in front of me. I am not too tired to realize this nightgown fits me perfectly. This is concerning. Why is there someone who knows so much about me when I know nothing about them? I still do not care. Those pillows look so comfortable that they can strangle me and I will die smiling. It is time to sleep. Whew. I hope my new dreams are kinder and less strange than the rest of my day. Scenic meadow. A stunning beach. A magnificent forest. Where would you like to die? None of them? Am I being murdered right now? So, I'm unable to escape from this horror even in my dreams? Is this meant as an attempt at intimidation? Well, I do not respond well to intimidation. Or do I? I know I'm trapped in a story I read, but it is hard to remember who I was before this. Perhaps I was affected by whatever hurt Lady Jane. No, this is garbage. If I cannot remember my own past, must I be cursed with ominous warnings meant for someone else? Ha! Obviously my tormentors do not know me very well. After all, even if I do not know myself well, I know one thing. Whoever I am, even if I'm trapped in the body of the villainess, this story is determined to destroy. If you take away my arms, I will kick you. If you take away my legs, I will bite you. If you take away my teeth, my gums will make you bleed. I will not be defeated. I will find a way to escape this mad world. Good morning, world. Here I come. After I find some clothes that are not transparent in the light. Where should I go to find clothing? I suppose I could go back to look in the dresser. Or the wainscoting could just drop an outfit in front of me, along with a large apple. I'm a little concerned about the house's obsession with providing me with apples. Is it saying I look like a roast pig? Regardless, I will save an apple for the future, in case there is somewhere with no wainscoting to provide me with food, as impossible as that seems. At last, I also now have a suspiciously well-fitting dress that will not suddenly tangle around my legs should I need to flee. The nightgown was beautifully made, but delicate things are not very useful when fleeing for your life. I will be a champion fleer in this dress. So before I flee, I need to find more information about Lady Jane, Neville, and the people who want to kill her. There is no point in fleeing this suspicious house if I just walk instantly into the arms of Jane Neville's former fiancé. Who knows? It might not just be Jane's fiancé who wants to murder her. At some point, I need to see if she just has a murderable face. I shall explore this house and see if I can find its mysterious other residents and suddenly learn what clues they can tell me. Then I will flee in my very fleeable dress. It is so comforting to have a plan. Is it a plan? Merlina. So, where shall I go now? Look at this weird-ass painting. That was not at all unnerving. I assumed the bedroom was glad to be rid of me. I can only hope that the rest of the house feels similarly. If so, I hope that I can quickly find other inhabitants and get the information I need. This is strange. I could have sworn this hallway had another entrance, yet I only see the door to the bedroom. Perhaps if I go back to the bedroom, I will find another exit that I missed? This looks strange. What is going on here? The house shifts and moves on its own. This is not the bedroom. Hello? Is anybody here? None of this seems right. If I look around, this seems like a manor long deserted, not a house that is being lived in by multiple people. What is going on here? The Crown Prince of Carcosa is behind that door. What will you do? Wait, what? What? Run away as fast as you can. Curtsy until you hit the floor. Curtsy until you hit the floor! Who is this voice in my ear? Am I supposed to show respect? It seems wildly ridiculous to curtsy to a door. Perhaps the house is in the habit of naming its doors after royalty? I can probably afford a curtsy if it makes the situation stop. I thought it said curtsy to the floor, not the door. Serene. I must be serene. This is ridiculous. Obviously, I am merely being blinded by wainscoting and need more rest. If I move closer to the door... I can see nothing unusual. Nothing unusual for this house, at least. Oh my god, it's the carriage all over again. How could the Crown Prince of Carcosa possibly be on the other side of this door? Just answer the door! God, either he's tall or that door is short. Oh, and here we go again, looking at his feet. Nice shoes. Well, shoes are actually pretty nice. Nice knees. Okay, getting a zoom in on the crotch. And then up to his ring. Yep. Sparkly neck thing. Got all that glittering diamonds. Not Prince? No, he's a fucking Prince of Carcosa. Jane? Is that you? It is hard to see with all this light in my eyes. I recognize this man. This is Edmund Alpin. I hope you're doing well, Jane, despite the recent problems. Crown Prince of Carcosa. It is fitting that I only remember the handsome prince from the terrible novel and not anything useful, such as whether or not he plans to smother me with ominous cushions. Oh, I feel like I'm reading, like, one of my old writing pieces where I wrote a story about Rapunzel and how she escaped from the tower because everything was made out of jello, and I just kept mentioning how everything was made out of jello over and over and over again, and it became so repetitive that it was like, why did you mention that everything was made out of jello so many times? We get it. He did not appear to be smuggling ominous cushions when I carefully looked him over for security reasons. I am not prepared for this. What do I do now? Run away as fast as you can. Uh-oh, that was my other option and I didn't do it. I curtsied to the door. Hello, Your Highness. Goodbye, Your Highness. Jane? I could have sworn that there was not a giant hedge in front of the manor. It was very dark last night. More importantly, I am a simple woman. When an ominous voice whispers choices in my ear, I expect those terrible choices to be honored. Forcing my body to run when I have chosen otherwise violates the spirit of ominous voices. So wait, if I go back... Maybe we have the back feature, we might as well. See, I did say curtsy until you hit the floor. Run away as fast as you can. What is happening? Why is this strange voice speaking to me? I have excellent legs and strong lungs, and I've been eager to try out my new non-leg tangling dress. Yet it is still strange that a voice in my ear would tell me to run away. Running does not seem like a better option than staying here, but I need to think first. Serene. I must be serene. This is ridiculous. Obviously, I'm merely being blinded by wainscoting and need more rest. If I move closer to the door... So she didn't run away. And then... we get to see him coming anyways. Skip. Whoa, that skipped a lot. Whoa, 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 whoa. Then she... What happened? What do I do now? And then run away. So, it says to run away as fast as you can anyways. Okay. So my choice was an illusion. I could have sworn that there was not a giant hedge in front of the manor. Okay, it was very dark. More importantly, I feel infuriated. When presented with a choice by an ominous voice, in good faith, I chose the option that allowed me to get out of this situation. So why did my body move against my will when I had already decided to run when I was ready? The Crown Prince had not even stopped sparkling in the light. Everyone knows that you do not make a dramatic escape until the Crown Prince stops sparkling. Appears you doubt my guidance. Well, would you be pleased to listen to an ominous voice in your ear? Get another adjective! Point taken. Also, your vice is terrible. A good ominous voice would at least let me say something impressive, such as, "From the depths of oblivion, I curse thee!" before I had to do something stupid. You made me say, "Hello, your highness, goodbye, your highness." How can I be a good villainess with such pathetic words? That is not even addressing my ridiculous run. So you did not wish to run. I had no desire to run so far and hard, with some other force controlling my body. Fine, the decisions are yours. You will realize the truth soon enough, and wish you had run even farther. Oh, what the? What? Ah, you sound even more foolish now. What is that guy? It just comes out and then he hides behind a thing, and not even very well. He's like Tony Chopper with his body sticking out as he tries to hide. Threatening, menacing, baleful, forbidding, sinister, doomy, inauspicious, unpropitious, portentous, unfavorable, dire, unpromising, black, dark, wintry, gloomy, ugly, direful, minatory, menacious, sinistrous. Exactly. There's so many different words. Ha! You sound even more foolish now. What is he? Okay. Nobody could run any farther in skirts than I did. So, I am finally free of the voices and in a scenic hedge. At least I can stop worrying about the terrible romance novel fiancés until I catch my breath. Ah! Feet, knees, zoom in on crotch. Up to the lapel. And now the face. So, you did escape the hedge, Jane. What? Hedgeman? Who is this man and why is he covered in leaves? Wait, I know him. Purple butterfly. Ah, yes. This is Ezel Kuzi, Duke of the North. Duke of the North? Romance novels are terrible at naming places. Well, yeah. No one wants to put any thought into names when people are there for one thing. Also, apparently, the only thing I remember from reading novels is the descriptions of attractive men. That seems fair. And that is why it is important to determine whether it is a good hedge or a bad hedge before moving. You have to be careful about hedges, Jane. I do not want you to be hurt by a bad hedge. Somehow I have missed everything Lord Ezel said. I will need to subtly change the subject to hide my inattention. Do you enjoy lurking in bushes, Lord Ezel? Sometimes I have to do things I do not enjoy in order to do things that I do enjoy, though I wish these leaves would stop following me. Duke Ezel's presence forces me to realize that my situation is even more confusing than I imagined. I was so sure that Prince Edmund was the former fiancé that I was escaping, especially since I was literally forced to escape from him. However, a Duke of the North who sneaks around in bushes is both suspicious and a good candidate for being a bad romance novel's male lead. Which of them was the fiancé who betrayed Jane and sent her into exile? Unless, could one of these two men be the patron who helped Jane and me escape from prison to come here in the first place? Who is who? Is Prince Edmund a sparkly yet murderous fiancé, or an equally sparkly yet helpful patron? Is Lord Ezel a suspicious hedgeman? Well, yes, but is Lord Ezel also a former fiancé? Could he be my patron? How can I tell? Are you hurt, Jane? Did the bushes ambush you? Why am I surrounded by people who want my destruction? Probably because they are jealous of how hard you have been training. Pardon me? Jane, you have always been the hardest working person I know. Your enemies must have seen your efforts and grown jealous of you. They have? Then what should I do? Obviously, you must train hard to overcome all future trials. Luckily, I am here to help you. By the time I am done training you, no one will doubt your strength, brilliance, and cunning. You will overcome every last obstacle. Does the strange Duke of the North even know what genre he is in? We're supposed to be in a bad romance, not an action-adventure series. Perhaps I should have fought harder to stay with the prince dressed like a human chandelier. Yet that may be unfair. Duke Ezel may not be quite as obsessed with training as he seems on first impression. Perhaps he has other sides to his personality. It is good to see you again, Jane. I have been waiting in these hedges for some time in the hopes of our next meeting. Well, at least he is not only interested in training and growing stronger, he's also obsessed with hedges. It's not a good thing. Having diverse interests is important. Yet, this is still not helping me determine whether or not he is Lady Jane's fiancé, and whether he is training her to survive, or whether he wishes her to die in some sort of training accident. Still, I do not remember any male leads in romance novels being so focused on hedges. Then again, I do not remember any romance novels at all. Perhaps romances are mostly centered around hedge care? Unfortunately, I do not think the ominous voice is going to help me anymore, so I have no easy way of leaving this situation. So how should I answer this henchman, who could be either friend or foe? Well, love. So you wish to know more about love. I mean, I didn't. It forced me to, but you seek me as your tutor. Your trust in strangers and talking objects is noted. I have created a gallery that will provide what you seek. You will be able to judge affection through writing, portraits, moods, and numbers. After all, you love to see success in every form. Do you consider success to be bringing happiness or misery? Your pleasure is your choice. What story will you tell? Or what story will be told of you? So Izel Kuzi is perfectly neutral. You are not happy with the state of this gallery? Well, I feel like the prince should at least be there. You wish for more options? Perhaps you need some further explanation. This is Duke Izel Kuzi. Never mind, why bother showing the entire man when the only part you care about is the face? I know what you value, and here is where you can discover the effects of your choices. In this very special gallery, those who are capable of receiving love will show you how they feel about the actions of Jane Neville. For instance, how do you think Duke Izel feels right now about Jane's actions? Of course, Jane has not taken any actions yet. That is why this answer should be easy. Neutral. Duke Izel feels neutral about Jane's non-existent actions towards him. Fine. Why do we not see what happens if Jane performs an action that makes Duke Izel feel happier? Is that not an incredible difference? Can you not see the joy beaming from his face? You mean the small smile that he suddenly... Perhaps Duke Izel's expressions are not as informative as we could hope. In which case, I have helpful numbers and instructions to share with those less perceptive than myself. Like all good galleries, we have a helpful explanation of the portrait to help those with less understanding of art. As you can see, it currently says that Duke Izel feels perfectly neutral. Should an action be performed that makes him happy, is one part happy. The writing will show the change in his mood, adding or subtracting the amount he is happy. There will also be signs shown at the time a choice is made, depending on whether or not you wish to. Watch a story play out or be a true detective. You are still complaining about your lack of options, are you not? Very well. I live to serve. While this exhibit is not yet uncovered, you will find a portrait for it soon enough. However, these portraits will not last forever. The choices made will determine who is capable of being loved, and who will have a curtain drawn over their future. Choose wisely and remember, remember what? Was it supposed to say to save the villainess? So, how should I answer this hegemon, who could be either friend or foe? How do you plan... Do you plan to prick me? Oh, that doesn't sound good. How do you plan to train me? There we go. How do you plan to train me? Jane, I'm glad you are ready for training again after all that has happened. We will work to show your speed, strength, and cunning to all around you. No one will dare doubt your abilities. Unfortunately, Duke Izel appears to be saying that I am surrounded by my enemies, and he is probably right. If that is the case, I really do need to train to get stronger. There are likely far too many people out to dismember me because of Lady Jane's villainous ways. I should thank Duke Izel for the excellent warning. Thank you, Duke Izel, for letting me know about this threat. I will try to become more difficult to dismember. Perhaps that will prevent future blades from reaching me. Oh, if you have already had some blades pierced through you, it is all the more important to practice dodging. Obviously, my problem is that I have not spent enough time dodging. Do you know where I can find a tutor? I am more than willing to help you practice your skills, Jane. After all, I am very good at dodging and piercing. Oh, snap! That is very good dodging. Was it? Whenever you are willing to see my piercing skills, I have my tool at the ready. But we should not yet talk about sheathing hard weapons within you or anyone else. Such bad lines. There are far more important tasks before we start training together. I have a list. Nuts. Well, I had a list. Did you lose it among the bushes or when pricking soft women while training them? Oh my goodness. I do not prick women. I have never yet pricked a woman. After all, I am yet unmarried. And I have been very careful about doing my business in these bushes, so... Ah! I knew I had my list somewhere up my sleeves. What? 1. Go to Jane's Manor. 2. Find Jane. 3. Solve problems. Well, he's very organized, that's for sure. As you can see, there's only one step left. Duke Geisel, I'm morbidly curious about what the solve problems part of this list means. Are you here to help me? No! He didn't like that. Why did he not like that? I'm going to make a list too. 1. Wake up. Okay, I'm the problem you are solving. He liked that for some reason. You are always so clever, Jane. I wrote entire lists about your brilliance. It is nice that Duke Geisel thought enough of me to include me in all 3 steps on his list. Really? However, I should probably subtly see if he is as sneaky as his excellent hiding skills suggest. They weren't excellent hiding skills. He was in plain view the whole time. What else might be concealed in those cleverly chosen words on his list? That list says problems, not problem. What else are you solving other than me? Right? 1. Wake up. 2. Fix everything wrong. Right? I want to see those lists about her brilliance. Jane, you are the cleverest person I know. Is she? Because if she is, you probably know some really stupid people. How did you notice there were multiple problems? I'm very good at reading. But what all the other problems are, yet. But my list will reveal its secrets to me once I'm able to handle the truth. After all, my father taught me to always listen to the heart of the list. Did you not write the list yourself? Since you have found one of the truths in the list's heart, I should adjust the list to show what you discovered. Let us officially add you to the list. Based on his writing, it probably looks like 1. She's a woman. 2. Her eyes can see. 3. She's pretty. 4. She gets hungry. 5. I've seen her once. Sorry, I'm dunking on this bushman. No, you should be dunking on this bushman. Like, what the crud? Solve problems. 3A. Jane. Bravo! Bravo, you really got to the heart of that list. Now, all we need to do is follow my list. Oh God, what is that? And the troubles will be over very soon. Oh, I don't like it. I see. I do not see. I think I'm more confused than when I started, frankly. Obviously, what I need to do is find a subtle way to learn more about what he's intending. Your list is incomplete. I'm impressed by plans? Well, he likes his list, so maybe I can flatter him. Yeah, he likes the flattery. Sorry, list making is literally a pastime of mine, and this is hilarious to trigger me. I'm so sorry. Uh, his inability to make good lists should not deter anybody from making lists. I am impressed by plans. Since you make so many plans, you are very impressive. What was with the axolotl that just like popped out and walked? There's no, I do think I'm very good at plans. Thank you for noticing. As an investigative genius, I was able to deduce your interest in this. Oh, sorry, it's her. I was able to deduce your interest in lists as well. I always enjoy discussing plans and lists. I have lists of all my plans, and a list of the lists of my plans. It does mean I have less space for clothing, but luckily my father's old clothes can fit well under the papers. Come to think of it, I probably need a list of what lists I put the clothing under. It is very hard to find socks now. Wait, what? Why do you need lists for... Well, otherwise the sofa keeps eating them. You have to have enough lists that if a sofa is attacking you, you can fight them off with a spare list so they do not eat your finger instead. I know, maybe I should date the axolotl. Sorry, Star. He's just like went there very slowly and then left. It was very creepy. Make sure not to get the list and the finger confused. My uncle made that mistake. That is why they call him Three-Toed Bald Cusie. Three-toed? Toes aren't fingers, dude. So, somehow when he put out his finger instead of a list, he lost both his toes and his hair? No, but he lost the plan for keeping people from noticing his hair loss. I am so glad you understand how important it is to plan for luxurious hair. That is something important to remember. No, it's not! It's not! Ugh! She's obsessed with ominous cushions. He's obsessed with lists. They should get together. Just perfect match. I'm glad that you are smart enough to understand my plans, Jane. Look at my very complicated list and how much I have done. It's not that complicated. I went to your manor, I found you, now I solve problems. It is a little more challenging to have you on the list as well, but I find a way to make it work. Like that time we decided to learn how to do sword dancing. Sword dancing? We trained in sword dancing? Do you not remember when we decided to learn sword dancing? Of course I do. How could I forget that unforgettable time we decided to learn sword dancing? Of course I do not. What kind of romance novel features sword dancing? I'm going to accidentally murder myself if he hands me a sword. How can I possibly pretend to be Jane Neville, who frankly seems more amazing by the minute? All I need to do is be subtle, and I should be able to avoid his suspicions. Yes, sword dancing, my absolute favorite hobby. It is unfortunate that we do not have any swords nearby to practice it again. No, that's not in any way how to dodge the situation. Sword dancing would have been such a great part of our training regimen. However, I'm unsure we can cope with this disappointment bravely. No, you're focusing more on... You should have changed the subject. Very bravely, extremely bravely, with graceful bravery almost to the height of the house's wainscoting. You like sword dancing, Jane? But after we destroyed the gazebo, the hedge, and your father's beard, you told me that you never wanted to see me pricking anything ever again. Then you added no swords either. But if you like swords... 3AI. Sword dancing. No! Get together and prickle the bushes. Yeah, exactly. Oops. What did I do? Return? Oh, okay. This will be very helpful for solving problems. I'm sure it will. Is the problem with that list truly the lack of sword dancing? I will obviously need to sharpen my investigative genius if I hope to survive in Jane Neville's body. Who knew romance novels involved so much sword dancing? They don't. 3AELOIOU. Set this list on fire? I suppose that sword training makes sense given how many enemies a villainess must have. Let us hope that Izel's cunning plan is not to have me murder myself. I'm excited to see your sword dancing skills again. In any case, moving away from my overwhelming passion for training with large, dangerous objects, would you like to go into the house, Duke? Would you like to go into the house, Duke Izel? It must have been a long ride here. Surely you need to rest and refresh yourself. Then, while he is resting and refreshing, I can go to the stables, steal his horse, and ride away to safety. If I am going to live up to Lady Jane's reputation as a villainess, this is the best way to do it. After all, I truly do not want to demonstrate my non-existent sword dancing skills. This is very entertaining for all the right and wrong reasons. I know, right? Even if Izel does plan to train me, it would be hard to continue training sword skills that do not exist. What the? The stables suddenly appeared behind us. Oh, I understand. When I want something... Is it the stables or something else? It looks kind of stable-ish. When I want something, I think everyone else wants that same thing too. If you are hungry, Jane, I will go make sure that food is prepared for you. We always work up quite an appetite together. I will brave the hedge for you, Jane. I will make sure I can feed your appetite. You like the hedge, so I don't know why. I do feel a little sorry for Duke Izel. No, Izel, since he keeps calling me Jane. He is very earnest and obviously not as subtle as I am. I wonder if his angelic face and sweet words hide something more sinister. They obviously do. Perhaps it is time to think things over. So far, I have seen 2 men on this estate. It makes sense that one of them would be Jane's fiancé and the other her patron. Unless there's a third man. So, is the very relatable and very normal Izel? You were calling him normal? Jane's helpful patron? Or is he her cruel fiancé? How can I possibly tell, especially without letting these men know that I do not remember Lady Jane's past? How can I tell without letting them know that I am not Lady Jane? What will these men do if they realize I am not Lady Jane? I think I need to find a horse to steal. To the stables. I just need to find the stables first. They're right there behind you. Were the stables always at the end of this pathway? No, they weren't. Never mind. If life makes it easier to steal a horse, you do not ask too many questions. You should ask some. What? Where are the horses? What is that? So where are the horses hiding? Between the carriage that brought me here, and however anyone else arrived, there must be at least one horse here. Oh, look, a horse. He's already saddled and everything. The horse talks. The horse talks. What is this? What is this game? Are you looking for me? Trying to go with a Mr. Ed type voice. No, I refuse to believe I read that kind of novel. Why would I read novels about enchanted animals that need a kiss to turn back into attractive men? Why are you assuming that you need to kiss him? Maybe he's just a magical beast that talks. This is obviously a mistake of some kind. I am obviously so grateful to see that my desire to mount you is overwhelming my common sense. Ugh, why did you have to phrase it? Phrasing! Well, Jane, I can certainly take you for a ride if that's what you want. Surely I did not have such bad taste in my past. I would know if I had such a strong desire for horseflesh. Who actually wishes to kiss a horse to get a worthy man? Listen, why are you assuming that you have to kiss the horse? What is that leap in logic? I don't understand. Lady! I just need a second. I'm not sure I qualify as a stallion, but I will take the compliment. Why on earth would I ride a stallion? I thought you were a gelding. I don't know much about horses, but what does it matter whether it's a stallion or a gelding? She also assumed she had to fight cushions, this girl. I need 5 seconds. Take all the time you need, Phantom. This game, I did not expect any of this. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go on. We're gonna go. Jade, maybe you should look just slightly farther over. Stallion is an uncastrated male horse, while a gelding is a castrated male horse. Not horse. A stallion are more likely to be harder to ride and aggressive and wild / unpredictable. Okay. It wasn't the horse! It wasn't the horse! It was... she just assumed the horse was talking. She just assumed this... You can never look... You can no longer call yourself genius or clever ever again. Okay? I have missed you, Jane. Ben? His name is Ben? The other guy gets like Prince Caspian or whatever, and then the Duke of the North, and this guy's just Ben? Thank goodness. I was afraid you were going to call me Lord Burren for the rest of my life. Ben Burren. Ben Burren. His name is Benjamin Burren. Ben Burren. Ben Burren. It is good to hear you say my name again. Ben Burren, the only son of Duke Burren, childhood friend and neighbor of Jane Neville. I am forced to realize that I truly do have an incredible memory for attractive men, and nothing else. Did Ben's exposed collarbone hypnotize me so much that I immediately blurted out a name that could only be used by someone very close to him? Ben is not upset, but I need to be less suspicious. Perhaps I can subtly change the subject. Thank you for the horse education, by the way, guys. I appreciate it. I was just overwhelmed with a lot of emotions, as you can understand. You look well, and not like someone who is about to murder me. So subtle! That's true, although I'm amazed that you can see me through all these petals. Why are there petals floating in this table anyway? I have no idea. Maybe someone else was storing potpourri in the rafters and the packets fell off when you came here. Those scented flower packets stink. Does that mean I'm going to spend the rest of my life smelling like the inside of a drawer? It's called potpourri. Think of it this way, Ben. What other foul-smelling objects could be floating through the air in a stable? Point taken. I will complain about the petals no further, even if they continue raining down on me. Have you tried nicely asking the house to stop? For instance, you could say, please stop making me smell like the inside of my mother's linen closet. The horse in the background. That is much better, though your flower fall was too cruel punishment for so small a sin. It was not my fault you mistook me for a horse. Yeah, it really isn't his fault. Kind of like pet rules when you choose to neuter or not for breeding purposes. They're still chill. I made stallions sound bad. Personalities of fixed versus unfixed have different needs and behaviors. Stallions are more challenging to ride because they are still connected to their wild instincts. I get it. Though I am impressed that you managed to control those petals. I do not know why Ben thinks I did something to make the petals stop. Has he not tried asking the house for what he wants? When I said I wanted things, the house has occasionally responded. I assume this is both because I asked for what I want and because it helps advance this terrible story's plot. Yeah, sorry, I'll dunk on Bushman, but won't stand for dunking on horses. Hey, just saying that they're harder to ride and aggressive/wild and unpredictable isn't necessarily dunking on them, in my opinion. It's just stating how most of them are. I mean, before Oni was fixed, they said that she would be more rambunctious, although she's still pretty rambunctious after having been fixed. So that's good, because I didn't want it to change her personality, because, you know, personality is also based on behavior and stuff in animals. Yeah, it means they're cool. I had to correct what I meant. Well, yep, I get it. Still, if Ben has not learned how to work with the house, I might still have an advantage over him. If he tries to murder me, I can summon one of my endless apples, and the loud crunching noises will distract him long enough for me to flee. However, before I make plans to run, I need to make him think I am sweet and useless so he does not suspect me. It was cruel of you to pretend that animals can speak. To be fair, it was hard to reach you faster than Horse. He has always been bizarrely fond of you. Horse? Oh, no, Jane! You do not get to pretend you did not name him. If I had to explain that name for 14 years, you cannot forget that you forced me to choose it. Well, he seems to like the name. That is because Horse is, as I said, bizarrely fond of you. I assume it is because you have something special to attract him, and I have one guess. What do you use to wash your hair? Horse is always eager to sample it. So Horse does not want to murder me. This might help me eventually. Okay, lady. Horse also has better taste in women than Jane's former fiancé, who I still do not remember. Of course, Ben's presence complicates the question of who Jane's fiancé is, but that is a thought for later. Right now, I need to decide just how friendly I want to be with the potpourri horseman, given who he might be in the story. Should I not have soaked my hair notes? Let's be playful. Your commitment to beauty standards and animal care is what I most admire about you. So far, none of these guys seem like they want to kill me, but I guess that's the whole point, huh? Although I suspect that your hair could attract more than horse. Truly, attracting horse was an accident. Really, I have been trying to lure squirrels to do my bidding. What a random conversation change. Wait, why on earth would... Oh, that was what she said. Wait, why on earth would I want to lure squirrels to do my bidding? Why on earth would you want to lure squirrels to do your bidding? Squirrels are nasty, terrifying creatures who will kill you with the blank look in their beady little eyes. Ben? I see. You plan to use bloodthirsty squirrels against your enemies. By the blood, the way your mind works makes me dizzy with... amazement at my brilliance? Yes, amongst other things. What? Ignoring your brilliance, if you still are worried about attracting horse, you need not be concerned. Your hair is lovely, with or without an additional scent. Almost as lovely as it is to see you again. You are so... I am so... Have you lost your voice? Are the words you are thinking too disturbing to share? Of course not. It's just that horse missed you. Would horse be flattered to know that I miss him too? I will have to thank him personally. Where is Horse? I could have sworn he was right beside me. Oh, he is very clever. Horse managed to find himself an open stall, with food where he can still stare lovingly at you. I could have sworn that stall had bars in front of it. Surely Horse is not capable of removing bolted planks with his teeth. The house feeds and dresses you, and you're worried about the horse being able to open up a thing. Okay. I need to pay more attention to my surroundings. I obviously am imagining things when I need to remember what I see. As it is, I need to be polite but distant with Ben until I remember more. It is important that I do not say anything that could be misinterpreted as cruel or cold. I hope your heavy weight did not inconvenience poor Horse, since you rode him all the way here. Good job. Not saying anything cruel or cold. I hope your fat ass didn't inconvenience the horse, having to carry your fat ass. Good job, Jane. You did great. Trust me, Jane, I did not inconvenience Horse in the least. Horse is very fond of my weight. Are you also fond of my inconvenient weight? It's flirting. Ooh, I'm swooning. Is this a threat? Has Ben threatening to squash me with his bulk, or aim other parts of his body at me? Those collarbones qualify as dangerous weapons, and those bare forearms are also alarming. Look at how muscular and powerful they are. Surely there is some way to defeat Ben's cunning plan to overwhelm me with his body. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. The circus missing its clown! Being called a fucking clown. This guy likes negging. Is the circus missing its clown? After all, I'm not sure who else would have so many jokes to share. Oh, she's calling him funny. Well, that's not how I took it. You wound me, Jane. I like to think of myself as more of a well-dressed fool. Are you trying to make me let down my guard? You are obviously no fool. I'm glad that you agree that I am well-dressed. On the other hand, while I may not be a fool, I am no clown either. After thinking about it, I have to agree. You are not nearly as amusing as me. Jane, you once asked me, what do you call a fly without wings? And then immediately answered, a walk, without pausing for breath. Fly, walk. That is brilliant. I was a creative genius. No. Nobody can tell a joke like I can. You know what? I agree. Jokes aside, I'm glad that you found a slightly less used outfit to wear. It makes it much easier for us to frolic in this delightful estate that only appears to be partially on the verge of collapse. I am impressed that you noticed my change in clothes. Are you? Is that something to be impressed about? Does this mean Ben saw me in my previous outfit? This changes things, because there are only a few people who could have seen me in that ragged dress. Still, is he possibly referring to some other outfit? I need to pay attention to what he says. Now that I'm living in this manner as it beautifully falls apart around my ears, I need to dress appropriately. Does that mean your dress comes equipped with a shield for falling bricks? Bricks? It is the wainscoting you should fear. Ben, you need to breathe as well as laugh. Is he laughing? I'm not hearing any audio for it. I guess they don't have audio for his laughing. We just have to know from his mouth moving. I remember Ben. Something in me knows him. I know that Jane grew up with him and spent countless hours in his company. I remember nearly nothing about Jane, but I remember Ben. So why am I so afraid to trust him? I need to see if I can get an actual non-joking answer from him. Ben, you're not here to judge my fashion choices, so why are you here? Jane, you wound me. I always have time for your fashion choices. If Duke Burren could not let me wear a lace-covered gown, then who but you could model it for me? I can see why your father would object. If you continue to show as much skin as you do, the lace would have to be attached to your flesh. So you can understand why I urgently needed to see you. I actually do not. Why are you here, Ben? Where else would I be? I will always race to be by your side whenever you need me. So you have decided that I needed you? I had hoped you needed me. Once I have settled horse, we need to speak seriously. I have never ridden as hard or as fast as I did today. Once horse is well, we need time to discuss all that has happened. Preferably over a cup of tea, assuming, of course, that the tea in the manor is not as decayed as literally everything else here. Well, I could eat the apples, so hopefully the tea will be fine. Maybe I can impress Ben with my courage or my knowledge of the house. No need for tea. I have apples. I'm not afraid of tea. No need for tea. I have apples. No, he didn't like that. I'm not afraid of tea. I'm not afraid of tea. I'm glad you are willing to risk potential poisoning to spend time with me. I am flattered beyond belief. Yes, I'm very brave, and do not already know that the tea will be perfectly safe to drink. Well, you will get a chance to show your bravery soon enough if you do not tend to horse immediately. What do you mean? Does he need a new tack? I think I saw some saddles off to the side. I will check their condition. Some of these might actually be useful if you can ignore the strange length of the stirrups. Oh no, Jane. I think you will get to test your courage sooner than I expected. Oh no, what does that mean? What do you mean? I knew horse would not be able to resist the smell of your hair for long. I always wished to be showered with spittle from a horse's mouth. I finally get to live out my deepest fantasies. I hope I can help you revise your fantasies slightly. However, I will need to set a horse again before we can speak. Yes, after you care for horse, come to the manor. Make sure to stable horse first. I do not want to have tea mixed with horse spittle. It is obvious we have a lot to discuss. I think I will take horse for a quick ride because he is too worked up to immediately put him in the stall. You seem to understand him very well. Take him for a good ride. Just know that I will waste no time taking the best tea desserts for myself. I would expect no less from you. After all, time is a terrible thing to waste. There's that line again. Time is a terrible thing to waste. Uh-oh. Time is a terrible thing to waste. Ben, are you here too? Oh no, oh no! I need to go wash my hair now. I told you that the scent is not... See you for tea. This is a pretty long demo. I wonder if we're near the end. Now I need to think. By the blood, what happened during those final moments with Ben? What is that? What is that? We were having a perfectly pleasant hospital-soaked conversation when all of a sudden... Was that shadow in the background? My head began to ache and I heard Ben's voice say time is a terrible thing to waste, in an oddly distorted voice. That was not even the worst of it. Immediately after Ben spoke, I heard my voice say, Ben, are you here to... Only, that was not my voice, was it? It was the voice of the actual Jane Neville, the villainess, who should be trying to survive this terrible story. Fortunately, the villainess could not just tell me what Ben had planned. Lady Jane said, Ben, are you here to... But what was Ben here to do? Help me? Murder me? Serenade me with a song about horses' eating habits? Are you sure those are the only things Ben Byrne might do? Oh, you again. Well, it seemed as if you could use a sympathetic ear, and perhaps some other assistance. I thought you had planned to leave me alone to make my own choices that I would regret forever. I'm not sure that is exactly what I said, but I'm not making your choices for you. I'm here to listen. Honestly, it is nice to talk to someone who cannot murder me, even if the only reason you cannot murder me is because you do not appear to have a body and have sworn to no longer control mine. If you could stop reminding me that literally everything and everyone else here can murder me, we would get along very well. I will avoid providing more warnings. For now, I am more interested in your thoughts. I have so many thoughts. For one, I thought I understood what was happening with Ben until I heard both his voice and my voice in my mind. Now I have to worry about Ben being the male lead. This is despite the fact that childhood friends are supposed to be loving, but ultimately disposable in terrible romance novels. Until I heard those voices, I was convinced that the childhood friend could never win over the heroine. Thus, Ben could never be the former fiancé who betrayed Lady Jane. Did you not see Lord Byrne's collarbones? I admit that it was a terrible mistake not to take Ben's collarbones into account. However, I was too hypnotized by them myself to realize the danger. So you realize Ben Byrne is a potential danger to you? Well, no, because the situation is even more confusing than it was before my vision. What is that? According to what I understand, there should be two men involved in this story. One of these men should be the fiancé who betrayed me, and the other should be the patron who saved me. As for who Ben is, Ben, are you here to, could be followed by help me or harm me, so you could fit either of these roles. So it will be easy to determine which role Ben Byrne fits. But that is the problem. Ben the childhood friend is not the only man in this manor. I also met Edmund the Crown Prince and Isel the Duke of the North. So now I must deal with 3 men in 2 roles. That seems like a very confusing math problem. Yes, especially since I have no idea why I have a 3rd wild card here. I do not even know which man is my patron and which is my fiancé, so what am I supposed to do with the 3rd? Make him my head trimmer? Well, the one guy would like it. I know, I'm trying to wrap up. It seems as though you could use a guide who could help you. Are you volunteering for the role? I'm always willing to give you a nudge in the proper direction. Does this nudge involve taking control of my body as you did when you made me run from Prince Edmund? Would you not have run from him anyway? Perhaps I would have, perhaps I would not. Either way, the choice should have been mine. Why should it matter if the choice is yours or mine, if the choices are the same? The person making the choice matters most of all. If I must live through a wretched story that seems determined to torture me, I need to control my own destiny. Even if you mean well, even if you are truly trying to help me, even if you are right, I must be the person who controls my fate. I do not understand. When I made you run, you called it a terrible choice. Yet you believe it was a good choice when you ran on your own. Well, yes, I'm perfectly capable of making terrible choices on my own. I never denied that. Sometimes the choices I make will be terrible or will seem terrible to someone like you. But they are still my choices. This is my life I am risking. What happens to me must be my responsibility. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. So you would rather do something foolish on your own than something wise under my direction. I am afraid that I do not understand. Look, it seems as if you wish to help me. Goodness knows you might be the only one. However, you can help me by respecting that I would rather bet my life on my own investigative genius than be someone else's puppet. Well, you sure? You don't have investigative genius. You're stupid, okay? I will take responsibility for my own actions and for my fate. However, I will always be grateful for your wise suggestions and advice. Oh my god, now he's become part of the bush. Does that mean I can still send you ominous warnings once in a while? Only as long as they're the most ominous warnings. Oh my word. That seems fair. Beware strangers bearing bushes. Now that was a good warning. I'm now ready to proceed somewhere. So, shall I just walk the hedge until I find somewhere else? That looks as good a place as any. Hopefully I shall eventually find some food that is not apples on my journey. How does the house manage to look ominous during the day? Truly, there are no end of ominous objects here. If I remember the ominous voice's warning, then I should also check one per object in particular. I have a feeling we're near the end of the demo, but like, I need to go soon because Oni has her appointment. So I wish I would get there. Are you a naughty bush? No, you do not seem to be carried by a stranger. You seem to be an ordinary box bush. Still, that does not mean you cannot be naughty. I will be keeping my eye on you. I do not think I am very naughty. Nobody thinks they are naughty. Well, technically, I have heard small children say that they have been naughty before they start shrieking and spill strange liquids on me. I am very confused. Why is the bush now talking? Well, is not now the bush... Well, is that not how the bush got stumped? It could not get to the root of the problem. All these puns! I was wondering how such an overgrown bush could be the lead of a romance, but you could charm anyone with your amazing sense of humor. I do not think I am that unshaven. It was the prince. Showing his feet. Up to his crotch. Up to his head, but I can't see it because the bush is in the way. Oh, this is great. Magnificent. Alright, well, I have the feeling that the demo is going to at least go on until we've had a conversation with the prince. You are the shiniest bush I've ever seen. It is naughty to blind people with your light. I'm gonna have to save if it'll let me. It seems like the bush is kind of glitching out. Common Route Part 2. What time is your appointment? The appointment's at 3, but I gotta get Oni ready, take her out to go potty and all that stuff. Alright, so I'm going to wrap up here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you had as good of a time watching as I did play the game. It definitely seems to be very, chaotic energy, for sure, for this game. I don't know if it's out yet. Let me see. Let me go to their store page, because this was a demo. Yeah, it's not out yet. It doesn't have a release date. But you can download the demo, see how you like it, wishlist it. I don't know how long the appointment is going to take, so I might continue it when I come back. But we'll see how the appointment goes, how long it takes. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow when I stream. 11 to 3 p.m. On Wednesdays and Thursday. So thank you guys so much for the stream, and I will see you later. Have a good rest of your day.